Hey everybody, welcome to episode 10 of Fallout Dugout.
That was emotional whiplash just now.
Yep.
Hey everybody!
Yeah. So this is directly after filming episode 10.
Yeah, real.
Familiar Faces is what I'm calling that episode.
Oh, fuck you.
And we're gonna take a moment and just a little bit of exhale out. Deep breath in, exhale out.
I'm gonna chug this water.
Yeah.
And let's get into it. Who wants to kind of kick off our...
You almost made me cry.
What?
You almost made me cry.
Said what?
Yeah.
I don't even remember when it was. It was when like the Alice stuff was happening. You almost made me cry.
May I?
Yeah.
Please do not be mad at me. It's really hard sometimes because when you play in person and like not recorded, I feel like it's a lot easier to tell people your plan. You know, like the table talk is a little bit like more free flowing.
Yeah.
But then when you do some like stuff for like an actual play, you can't
Pre-plan a little bit.
Well, not even that. You like can't plan at all because like especially in like bigger moments where you know it's gonna affect other things because it's like you don't want to give away to the audience the entire plan that you have. And like, you know, in Ruthie's mind, it's like I'm not gonna say out loud, Hawke, I'm gonna subdue you so that way I, you know, and to Jake's point, at no point did Ruthie think that she was killing Hawke. In her mind, she rationalized it as just simply subduing Hawke because she trusts Reed's ability with machinery or humans affected by radiation.
Not anymore.
As an
True, so true.
Yeah.
You did kill Hawke.
I was waiting
I
for like
did.
when Phil was like, "Are you comfortable?" I was waiting for you to say something like, "Phil, I'm a robot."
I
I'll be
don't
okay.
get comfortable, but
We'll get to me, I'm sure. I got things to say.
Ruthie just
That was loud. I'm
Yeah,
so
that was
sorry.
so loud.
ASMR.
ASMR paper flipping. But Ruthie trusts Reed so much that to her it isn't a question that Reed was going to fix Hawke. And in her mind, the reason why she was saying over and over again, you need to get to Hawke first and like telling Phil to go to Hawke is because she's almost also kind of convinced herself somewhat that Hawke/Alice is a human. And so it's like if you get to Hawke/Alice, because at that moment, you know, then it'll be fine. So I'm sorry.
For what?
Are you still technically Alice Hawke?
I am still technically Alice
Okay.
Hawke. My sheet does say now Alice Hawke.
Okay.
Hawke is this the last name, and Ethan was family. Charlie is Charlie Hawke, so she is Alice Hawke, yes. So Hawke does still technically count as the name, just not Ethan anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
I will say, when I rolled that repair check and there was the natural 20, like
Dude, I was
that
like,
is crazy.
Yeah.
And I think we like said it for a moment during the break, but like just like it's so fundamental to your character, but that change is so amazing for where the story is.
Yeah.
And like oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good.
Interesting.
The dice
Yeah,
tell the story.
like
They really
Love
do.
you
They
saying.
really do. It's wild.
yeah. I mean, not only are we now on a new mission, we're gone from O-Town. Like that's no longer in our peripheral. Like
unless he happened to run in that direction.
Because we kind of came up with
Yeah.
some cool stuff for it, so hopefully.
Have the tracks take a U-turn towards the road.
Oh, I got plans.
I did it again.
It's already
Put my hands
fermenting
down.
in the brain. So
yeah, but like now we're all just going to like it's just so we're going to Harmon, which is like now a whole new objective for where the story goes. But now we have a entirely new group dynamic between everyone.
Yeah.
A new relationship with Ruthie. I feel like
Oh, yeah.
maybe Reed is still kind of like nothing's changed too much with Ruthie.
Reed's shaken up a bit.
Shaken
I
up.
think he was very confused and like just saw her in a different light, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's like I don't know. Plus, I mean, with the revelations about Reed lately. I think Reed is just, his mind is fucked at the moment.
Yeah.
There's
You
no
and
one
I
home.
have to talk
They
next
still-
episode for sure.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Reed doesn't know
But
if Alice still feels the way that Hawke would have felt.
Yeah, that's what I was
Does
thinking
Alice
too.
know, still, does Alice retain the memory that
yeah,
you know Reed is?
the only memories I lost were the ones I was describing.
Yeah.
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 And,
It's just fucking
I
hard.
know that I'm missing the memories. Is this the worst part? Is that there's just
Yeah.
like blank, empty slots. So
Yeah.
I know I'm missing something.
Yeah, you still know there's Charlie. You just
I still
don't
know about
like.
Charlie. I
You
still
don't remember
know.
this like life you almost had
Yeah.
with Ethan.
Yeah.
And what's crazy too is that was happening in
Real time.
real time, and like none of you know those memories. Like
Mm-mm.
you, like memories were like that's established, but like you don't know what ones were. But like as players you do, which is wild. But anyways,
Yeah.
incredible. Well, first off, I thought that it definitely caught me. I had a feeling that Ruthie might act in that way, but there was definitely moments where when Ruthie kind of spun that, like came at Harmon hard, I'm like, okay, I think he sees what's happening, and like a puppy with its, tail between its legs, he's gonna try, and like, I'm sorry, disappointed. And like, I think that was like, when that dynamic changed, that I was like, because I had other stuff that I was thinking, and then like, when that happened, I was like, okay, that's that if then, like, then this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
If Ruthie reacts in this way, this is how he's gonna react.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was rad. That was super rad.
All of that was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was so good. And like, I'm still like coming down. Like my heart is still
Yeah.
pounding right now.
I can finally extend my, like, they were like kind of like I couldn't really move them. That's how
doing
like
the Wicked interview thing.
Oh yeah.
the Wicked interview.
We're
Yeah.
holding space
I heard
for
they're
We're
Alice.
holding space. We're holding
Yeah.
space
Yes.
for Hawke tonight.
Mhm.
Oh my god. Yeah, and then the freaking
Best of the 3 games.
God?
Best of God.
Yeah.
well, we should say we have an amazing
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
have
thank
Richie here
you.
helping
Shout out
us.
Richie,
Yeah,
shout out
our-
Richie.
our
Richie, come
in-person
Richie, come here.
Yeah, come here.
Richie,
Yeah.
come here.
Get on,
Richie,
come
come
on,
here.
come on.
Come on, get out here.
Okay, go around.
Yay.
Best of the 3 games. Hello, we're in this one.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm in
Richie.
this one.
This is Richie.
Yeah. Seriously, shout out.
Richie helped us
Yeah,
out
big
so
shout out,
much
big
tonight.
shout out.
Thank you.
Was this the best of 3 games?
Oh my god.
Kylie's like, no, El Automata was better.
No, this is-
Yeah, actually, the random group I
Hey,
had.
Yeah.
if you came to my game today, like,
Screw you.
I mean, this is obviously a really special story that we're telling, and we had a lot of fun today. But yeah, this one was the best. Sorry. And I think if you watch this, you will also. But yeah, I mean, what are some other things that like stuck out to people? Obviously, like the thing.
Phil, I'm grabbing you by the throat.
Uh,
Oh my
I
god.
was gonna punch someone this episode. And
I did.
I didn't
I
punch
was
anyone.
kind of
I was hoping you would.
Yeah.
You really
I was
hold
hoping
with
I would
every
too.
single punch.
Well, not you.
Oh no, I was hoping you would punch me in that
I was hoping
moment.
I'd punch just like one of the people or the ghouls. I thought for sure eventually towards the end there, when it was just like the last 2 ghouls or so, and
Yeah.
especially when like, I'm forgetting, I was gonna call her Veronica.
Valerie, yeah.
Like fell to the floor. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, if I see like, I was originally going to like drop the stim pack on you and just let you use it yourself and be like, hey, I'm not gonna use this on you. You're gonna have to use yourself because you're gonna answer to Hawke.
I'm glad you didn't, because Ruthie would have just.
But then you like were dead.
Yeah.
Well,
or
yeah.
dying. And I was like,
That
okay, I
too.
can no longer just like drop it and let you use it as an action. I now have to be the one to act.
That
I'm
was
gonna
a
act.
major character
Yeah.
moment.
that
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah, and I knew too that like I didn't want to be the person that like, well, I really feel like Phil doesn't like you now, and so I'm just gonna let you die and like lose your.
I would have understood it entirely.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm
Like,
like,
I never,
get it.
and I always think Phil he's good at heart. He never ever really wants to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Even like the other raider, like
The one that died, he fell off the roof and died.
Yeah, he fell off the roof and died, and I let the
die.
other one die.
Yeah.
But I didn't save him. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I think
save
Phil
him,
was able to distance him. Like, he technically had a hand in that murder. Like, if it was taken to
for
court,
sure.
he would go to jail.
Yeah.
Details.
But, Phil never, at the end of the day, wants to, like... He just has, like, this, like... You know, he has a heart. Like, he has, at the end of the day, he never wants to hurt somebody, and, he just knew that, like, it's still not for me to decide. I follow by a set of, like, I have a set of rules, and I follow the law. The law is sacred, and it's not for, no matter my personal feelings to this situation, it's not for me to decide. It's for the victim. It's for Ethan. It's for Alice now.
Yeah.
Even when, like, Phil had his hand up to you, I knew from that moment, like, Phil was never going to swing on you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
do
wanted
wanna
answers.
Ask, has Phil's, I guess, allegiance shifted away from Voltec finding the other Voltec people to just this group, or at least these two people?
It's starting to definitely shift from there's less of a need to be like, I need to fulfill this thing for Vault-Tec. I need to have a family. I need to, because it's not only like I kind of want that, but it's what Vault-Tec wants of me, and I want what Vault-Tec wants.
Right.
It's now shifted to, it's becoming a sense of really a sense of justice for the wasteland, like protection. Like I no longer am seeing more of like, this is what I want for my life. It's what am I to other people's lives on the wasteland? How am I affecting other people? And I think he's come up and he's seen there's not a whole lot of other Vault-Tec, or like the other Vault-Tec security people are staying inside.
Yeah.
And I think he's seeing that there's people up here who need help, who need much more help than the people in the vaults. This is like situations, there's people who he's seen who have been infected, like even looking at Colby now, who's like been captured, who was part of the vault, but there's like everyone in Magnolia and stuff, like there are people up here who need help, and if that means Phil has to put off his life, then he has to put off his life. He's found a greater like calling, basically.
Wow.
That's huge.
I think it's interesting too, because like I feel like both Phil and Ruthie are polar opposites and yet the same person at the same time, because they both want to do good, but they go about it in such different ways. Because like you said, like you like Phil wouldn't like directly kill anybody. Well, sorry, my brain is
Yeah.
But like Ruthie would straight up kill somebody.
And she did.
Yeah.
Amen.
If the result came down to something good potentially coming from it. If, you know, because like she said, like if I kill Hawke, Harmon stays alive and we can find Charlie.
Yeah.
And like, I wonder what Phil, like if Phil would have had that same thought of Harmon needs to be alive so we can keep Charlie, or if it's like, I know that Hawke needs this justice, and because Phil is centered around justice.
What do you
I think it's like for Phil right now, it's I don't have a family, but some people do. And if I can at least make sure that someone else has their family still, then you know maybe that's what I'm here for. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't get to have a family. But at least someone can still have theirs. Like I never got to have one, but some people do, and some people are at risk of losing them.
But if by killing,
as hard as you can.
But if that means letting Hawke kill Harmon, doesn't that also contradict that? Because then
if it was that, I would. Yeah, Ruthie would lose hers.
But that's so funny. So that's exactly why Hawke's like, I'm not going to be the one to kill him.
Yeah, and I think Phil hasn't told you yet, but he's keeping that promise he made to you. At the end of the day, he's not harming Harmon. Now, I went into that whole situation. I was never, no matter, even if he shot me there, I wasn't going to fight back. Because I made that promise to you.
I didn't make no promise.
I know.
We didn't make no promise.
So now it's almost like a situation too, where like I didn't make that promise, and hey, I'm not gonna hurt him. And now it's with what happened with Alice and stuff. It's now like, hey, I'm not gonna hurt him. This is on you. Like you've got to do it now. And it's also like Alice is the judge here. Like this is the what's it called? This is the when someone's found guilty, this is their like
Their sentence or whatever.
This is your sentence.
It's interesting then because
this
it's
is your
almost like we have
sentence.
the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Yeah.
And then the guy over here that's gonna kill his brother.
Yeah.
The guy over here is gonna help the executioner. Maybe let her like
he's
cry a
a
little bit.
Judy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
The parole officer.
Yeah. But it's I don't know exactly because at the end of the day, he is your family, and I think if as we play, I feel like this connection, this little rift between us is gonna get like repaired, not like immediately, but I feel like on a fast pace. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I see Phil like holding a grudge against you, especially like with Reed by his side and people just like us talking it through and me like seeing the exact reason of why like what happened. Like it's gonna make sense for him. Yeah, I don't know what he would do if once we actually get to Harmon. I have a word with Ethan or with Alice now. I now have made another like promise or like kept my word. So in this situation, I'm not gonna like try to harm him or anything because I kept my promise to you. But I'm kind of gonna expect you to do something now too because I'm standing by Alice. I've now made my promise to another person. I'm here to uphold and make sure that happens. And so I might not personally do it, but like I'm gonna make sure something happens.
And that's really the only way you're gonna get any trust back from her. She has to see you do it. The action has to speak louder than any word you give her. You can shout all day and night, well, it's for your kid, or we're gonna go get your kid back. No, get my kid back. Prove it. Get my kid back.
Yeah.
Kill your brother. I need to see it happen.
I'm curious, if we get Charlie first, does that change?
Really good question.
If we get Charlie first, that is implying we don't need Harmon. The second, if another path is shown of getting to Charlie without having to deal with your brother, she's taking it.
Honestly,
Ruthie knows where Charlie is.
Oh yeah, I've known this whole time. No. To Ruthie, since it has been about a year since she last saw Harmon.
I would say about a year. Yep.
He is technically dead to her.
Oh, baller, dude. Okay.
So I guess for her,
this is easy.
This moment was almost like she was being haunted by a ghost.
Yeah.
Which goes along with something else that you and I have talked about.
It literally.
There's a sign on the door, dog.
It's okay.
There's a sign on the. It's fine.
It's Fallout Dugout. It's fine.
It's
Maybe somebody
casual.
walk in. It's like,
It's somebody walking
I didn't even say anything.
I know. And he was like playing music on his phone. Weird. But it goes with something that. Oh, you're locking us in here. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
it's all good.
But it goes with something that you and I spoke about with somebody else that may or may not still be alive. And it's to. Huh? I know we didn't. We kind of touched on it.
A little bit. There's a yeah.
Yeah. We kind of touched on two things, but
Yep.
I'll talk about that later maybe. But I think if we get Charlie first and that debt is repaid, Ruthie's mindset is going to switch back to, I already believe he's dead. So if he's dead, then nothing can hurt me, which is...
Yeah. I think if we get Charlie back first, it becomes less of a revenge quest and more about, well, this person's still harming people out in the wastelands.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still a bounty hunter.
Like,
I don't
especially...
think that part's ever gonna change.
No.
Yeah.
It's, I am still a hunter. I have to hunt these people down. That's what I've been doing. I'm just bringing my kid now.
It's like a small part of Phil. I mean, I'm technically a big part. Like it. Phil's just so happy that he's finally able to like meet the real you. Like I think from the beginning, Phil has been like, obviously this person, like whatever has happened has been traumatic, and to try to deny or do anything is just going to make things worse. Like this might just be their life now, and I'm going to try to make them as comfortable as possible. And now that like they've lost something, but they've also unlocked something else. They're just so like, yeah, they're happy. They're a little happy for you, and they really want to get to know Alice. They want to get to know. You've said all these things. You've talked in the sense of like talking through Ethan. They want to know what you think of, what you know about Charlie, what you you were talking about Ethan, and like when I was originally, I had a plan for trying to wake you up. After I was hiding behind cover and you hadn't gone down yet.
Right.
My plan was to run over, but then Vermin kind of came in too. And I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna make this hard." And then you went down. But I had a plan. I had the scrapbook with me.
Oh shit, dude!
And I was gonna try to like push everyone out of the way, get to you, and go to the scrapbook pages that we made for you, and bring up the giraffe. I think it was like the purple giraffe too, or and like just try to be like, don't you like you're doing this for Charlie? You're Ethan Hawke. Like we're trying to find your daughter.
You're a famous actor.
You're a famous actor. You were in Sinister.
You didn't happen.
I was gonna try to bring that. Like, don't you remember what we talked about? You talked to me about your daughter. We bonded over us. Like, I wanted to have a kid. And just being like, but you have one. You have someone. Just being like, you have someone who's looking for you, or you have someone who needs you. Yeah. That's how I was gonna try
and that would have worked. Craziest thing is that would have worked.
That would
snapped him out of it.
1,000%.
But the dice still.
That's so
and then
hard.
Vermin got there, so I was like, okay, crap, I have to somehow get around Vermin. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And then you went down.
I was just so crazy because weren't we talking before the session of like we gotta figure out how to get Hawke's like
you went
backstory
down
out.
first. So it was like I was trying to get, and then you went down. I was like,
Vermin.
crap. Okay, well maybe I can try to get there, and then I can try to get Reed to get there, and then Vermin went there. I was like, shit.
Vermin was there.
So I was like, okay, well then I guess I just bolt to Ruthie and be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. God, that moment, because there was something that like when Phil grabbed Ruthie and like was mad about like her shooting Hawke at that point, and like if Ruthie wouldn't have jumped in front of Harmon, I think that moment, as he was going to like shoot Phil, he was saying, "Why do you care about a stupid robot anyways?"
Yeah, I would have been pissed, but I still. I would have to think about it for a second, but I don't think I would have still acted against him.
Yeah,
I would have said something of being.
That was what I was gonna say, but when you.
Friend.
Yeah, but when Ruthie.
I'm just like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Dude. But when Dakota was like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump front," like that whole like thought just was like. Okay.
If you had said that, I still would have done the same thing. I would have said the exact same thing I said to Alice in Black the first time we met her. That Hawke, Alice, is a person.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have made that whole situation even worse.
Yeah.
Let me kill Alice, but also I'm gonna defend Alice post-mortem.
Also, can I just say that if Harmon would have shot Phil point blank with a shotgun, Reed would have hunted
We would have
that
done
man down.
backflips.
There's so many like.
There was like little.
I think literally, Ethan going down like that. Literally, I think that was the moment in Phil's head. It changed from it's them or us to like literally it's them. This is for them. I think that's what like because I felt like my heart beating, like I was like, oh my god, they're going out. And I think as a player, like, I was scared for Icarus.
Of course.
I'm scared for Ethan, but also then now like I'm the player, so I play. Phil's played by me, and I think I just like put that into Phil, and I was like, if I'm feeling like this, then Phil feels like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is Phil's realizing like, holy crap, I thought I had this thing I live by. I thought I lived for Vault-Tec, and I'm starting to realize I really care about these people up here.
Yeah.
And it's not, there is an in between. We're all just people, and these people need help.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna help them. Yeah.
So fucking good. I want to take a moment too, like kind of looking at that, Phil having this revelation, Reed.
Was it?
Jake.
She went through so
I'm just-
much, like back and
What was
forth.
that?
Savior of the episode over here.
So
Brought me back to life.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
When Ruthie said that they were gonna shoot, she was gonna shoot Hawke. As a like Reed being shocked as a player, was it kind of like walk us like what? Because I feel like I looked over at you and I was just like, what is going through?
Literally, when you said that, I was, what? Like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why? Why are we doing that? And then like,
Indiana Jones.
and I think Reed kind of felt the same way and was just like totally shocked because in that moment, Reed was kind of just like, did she just like turn on us for Harmon? Like, what just happened?
I was so confused.
I was like, what just happened? You know, like Reed is like, there's no, you know, because like this person who he thought Ruthie was, he was like, was that all just fake? And she's just like, she's been saying that she hates Harmon. Like, this makes no sense. And I think, you know, that's why when he went to pick her up, he needed to ask why. He needed that confirmation. And he needed to know that like she wasn't crazy, like he said, like he needed that.
Yeah.
And I think he like up until that moment he's trusted Ruthie, so he was like, you know, like I'm gonna trust you with what you say, and like I said, if I'm gonna vouch for you, I need to know why.
Yeah. My hope was that Harmon wasn't going to shoot Phil because I wanted to go and I wanted to see Charlie in person. That was my goal.
That caught me so
In
off
that
guard,
moment.
too.
Yeah.
That's why she told Phil, get to Hawke, come find me.
Oh.
Because I'm like, okay, he wants to talk, fine. If he can talk to me, everybody else is left alone. He takes me wherever he's going.
That's what
Some assumption that maybe you guys could find me on
Yeah.
the Pet
See, I think
Boys.
We send Vermin out.
Yeah.
Find
Yeah,
you
because
again.
and I was gonna leave Sputnik too.
Yeah, he's got the scent.
Yeah, he's
I was
got
gonna
it.
leave Sputnik too because
Yeah.
Sputnik has
Yeah.
keen sense. I was
Yeah.
fully ready.
And that's what made Phil let you go, was like that. So he's like, okay, I'll let you go, but I'm not happy about
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
kind of like a,
Yeah.
get away.
That's the other
And
thing.
then
Like, if you would have
shocker.
went with Harmon, like I think Reed would have again hunted that man down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were going to split the group.
I really
yeah,
thought.
I know.
I thought so
I was
for a
Like,
like,
we're going to do a couple
yeah.
sessions with
And-
yeah.
Ruthie wanted to tell Reed exactly what her plan was, so that way he would be like prepared and be like, no. She told me it's cool, it's great. It's not the best plan, but like
It's a plan.
I see where she's coming from. But again, it's like that. Like we're in the middle of a fight. If I shout that to you, and
Yeah,
these
no,
bad
there's no way. Yeah.
okay, these bad guys hear that, it's like,
Yeah.
or even because you had me over your shoulder. I don't think. You know, part of her was like, if I tell him what my plan is, he's not going to let me do it.
I was about to ask if Reed knew,
Yeah.
would he have?
Would you
gone
have let
with
me
it?
do it?
Probably not. I
See?
don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's I probably would have been like, what are you, crazy? Like
Yeah.
Yes.
and yeah, but like I don't think Reed, he would have probably stopped you, but he doesn't have an alternative. Like there's nothing that he was like,
Yeah.
let me how about this instead?
Right.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
not,
And like that's where my thinking comes from too. It's like I don't see an alternative in this moment.
yeah.
You know, I'm like genuinely I don't care if Harmon gets killed. Like is he my character's brother? Yeah, but like if he does, dang. Oh well. But like
So let's kill him. We'll kill him.
yeah, we can well, I have to kill him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Herman's so interesting too, because like going into the session, I thought he was just gonna be like he could just be fully like evil now.
Mhm.
But obviously, there's still like there's something in him that feels like he's like there's shame and stuff in his face, and he feels like he's done something wrong. But then also, motherfucker runs
Yeah,
away.
he's a runner.
I
dude.
have
He's
to
a runner. He's
ask
done it
on
more
that.
than once now.
Um,
He's left Ruthie for dead more than once now.
yeah.
Twice now, yeah.
Yeah.
This time it's interesting because the first time he stabbed her in the back multiple times.
Yeah.
So he didn't have the guts to
Yeah,
face her.
you said, like literally,
Yeah, like
Okay,
quite
so yeah.
literally stabbed her in the back.
not a great move.
Oh, no.
And then
Hard to come back from that.
this time he shot her and had to look in her eyes, but it was on accident because he was going for you.
Yeah.
My question to you, Kylie, we had talked about like a week or so before this about just like their upbringing and whatnot. And I'm curious, because like I said, like Ruthie has memories of her mother, as evident by one of the memories I told today. Did the fact that I compared what I believe Harmon's memory of their mother to be similar to that of Sokka in the 3rd season of Avatar: The Last Airbender come into play when he shot Ruthie? And for those of you who get my reference, you're cool.
I think it was he saw, because he remembers.
Interesting. Okay.
He remembered this, and this is my thought process in the moment. And he remembers your mother, both of your mother, your mom. So I don't know why that's
shared
your
mother.
Your shared mummy. That sounds really bad.
Oh no! I mean, she's
Oh man. But I think he saw
loud.
His mom in you. And I think looking you in the eyes when he did that, hurt you like that. Before he did it, it was just like, he wasn't looking you in the face. Literally stabbed you in the back. But to look you in the eyes as he shot you, and like, there was that moment of like, I think he had his mask on at that. I think he had his mask on at that point.
Mask
so you wouldn't have seen his eyes.
No, I think he took it off.
Oh,
because he put it on and then he took it off.
I think he put it back on though. When
Did he?
Like the fight.
When the fight started,
So
I thought he took it on after the fight. I thought he took it off at some. I
don't think so.
Yeah, I think
maybe
I think he put it back on.
My brain is a puddle.
No, that's okay. But regardless, I think that. Yeah, I think it was that. I think it was just he saw something and he couldn't believe what he did in that moment because he actually had to see what he did in that moment.
I couldn't face it.
Yeah, and that's why he ran. And there's probably a lot of other subconscious things that's not coming to my head in this moment, but I think.
Am I also correct? You said the rest of the Faceless's masks have been silver the whole time. His is black.
His is black.
Badass. That's badass.
Yeah.
That's sick as fuck.
You love him so much.
I love him so much. Hey, you know what? I think I actually
deep down, Reed.
It's a cool family.
I'm coming around.
You guys are gonna wake up in the morning. Reed's gonna be gone. Be like,
Wow, for my
Holding a
brother?
picture of him.
What the fuck, dog?
There's a lock that he opens up that he's been keeping.
Yeah.
I can't believe
There
this.
was something he was almost started talking, like when he's like, oh, you know, like when he was kind of like talking about like how he had changed a little bit and like trying to do that. He was gonna bring up something like fundamental to like kind of the lore of our.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Great.
no.
And then I shot him.
Missed it.
Yeah, and then
I'm
but
sure
that's
it's
okay.
fine.
My
I'm sure
bad,
it's
my bad, my
nothing
bad.
pivotal. I'm sure it's
my
We'll
bad.
probably get
My bad.
to no. I love
Colby
it.
might know it.
Colby.
Be mine. My bad. This is Be Mine on.
Oh no! You
need to
don't
talk
ever
about
worry
this
about
whole
that.
session.
Yeah, but like he was like
He's fine. He's on the freeway.
Yeah.
He didn't have a single line this episode.
No,
I
He was a promise.
wish that was me.
He was a prop.
Wish that was me.
They got the body double. They didn't need to hire the actor. This episode.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm getting paid a lot for this shit. I'll stay here all day long.
I wanted to ask you really quick. What was going through your head, like having to try to? I mean, were you going back and forth between Phil and Ruthie about like who to help or who to like?
You mean like in terms of healing?
Because there's Ruthie on one side of trying to appeal to you and be like, hey, there's a reason behind this, and then they sort of die, and there's a Phil side of being like, hey, they attacked our friend. I think that there should be something done about this.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And like the whole thing of you like stopping me too. Talk about that moment too of like what was going through your head until we were eventually like, okay, let me actually like
Yeah.
stop
I think
Phil.
the whole time, like I said, he was just so shocked because he didn't know why Ruthie was doing that. And I think, you know, like, I think that moment where he stops you is like him needing to know. And that's why he needs to be the one to go get her, because he can't believe that she just did that, you know, to do it, you know? And so I think the whole time before that, he's like pretty much with you, you know, like, and like, it's not like discussed between us at all or anything. It's just like, he's on that side of like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, what is happening right now? But like, he can't, like, he needs to, he's like, there has to be something. There has to be some kind of justification. There has to be some reason, you know, like there's no way. And like, so I need to be the one to be able to ask her right now, because if she tells me something right, then I'm probably with her. And if not, then I'm not.
If Alice, like, had in a situation decided to be like, hey, actually, I'm going to kill Ruthie, how do you think Reed would have reacted?
Oh, no.
No. Or maybe not even,
tough.
like, what if it was just like, you're kicked out of the group? Like, this is a new group and you're kicked out.
You can't be in our club anymore.
Yeah, you're not a part of the
After
club.
hearing the justification, you mean, or like without even
Before, like, not giving her a
Well,
chance
yeah,
to
I
explain
think
herself.
even after hearing the justification and just being like, this is what Alice has decided now. So I think with Phil, like, even no matter what justification they could have had, I think Phil's now is like, it's in Alice's hands. And I've kind of given my information. I'm trying to stay unbiased and like letting them know, like, hey, I'm trying to stay unbiased, but I do have a bias.
I have a follow-up question for you after you answer this.
I think Reed would have went with Ruthie, and I think that he would have taken the stance of, you need to fix this. And me and you are going to work to fix this, and then we're going to go back to them.
Oh, don't.
And I'm going to help you fix it.
Yeah. My follow-up question for you. If Alice tells you, all right, shoot Ruthie, kill Ruthie,
Yeah, I probably would have. I mean,
would
I
you have killed Ruthie or would you have shot Ruthie?
Well, it depends on what they
the
say.
wording matters.
Right.
Either
Well, you're
shoot
pointing
me,
a gun at somebody,
where
you're aiming to
exactly,
kill them.
Alice?
A little higher the head. A little higher.
I mean, I'm at 4 hit points. So if you shoot me, I am dead.
Yeah, if they said shoot you, I wouldn't have been like shot you dead and like confirmed you were dead, but I would have definitely been like
Shoot her in the other
or
leg.
tried to at least.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think that they were gonna, but like I was just ready to do whatever they were gonna say. If they were gonna be like, hey, throw him to the side, or hey, like leave him, I would have been like, yep.
Yeah.
But if they had said kill Ruthie.
He said kill Ruthie. Yeah, I mean, it's like I was trying to think in their perspective of exactly what Phil saw, and Phil didn't get the chance to like have a full conversation with you yet.
Yeah.
Being like why you did what you did. The only thing he heard from you is help Ethan and find me later.
Yeah.
I think it probably would have haunted Phil for a little bit in the back of his head, being like, there was something that happened that he'll never fully get the answer to.
Yeah.
But I think at that point, I was just so much of this new revelation for Phil was built around Ethan going down and not wanting to lose Ethan. So now that like they were like back, they were like, I'm with Alice, like whatever they decide, like I'm gonna do. And I think they're gonna be like that for a little bit of just being like, I think I'm here to help people now, and I'm with them until Charlotte's found, and then
We got to go back to.
I'm not even sure if Phil's like, do I even head back to O-Town now? Or like, I think he's gonna be lost for a second for sure. I think that'll be in his head. But there might be a moment when after like this is done, he might not remember that for a second. He might be like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, O-Town, that was a thing. And then being like, is that even what I'm supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to?
I think, like speaking for me, I think that Reed, like when we get done with this, if it doesn't take us to O-Town, I think Reed would still be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I think
There's something else going
it's-
on there.
Because I think,
Well, there's something else going on, but also it's, from everything we've heard, it's civilization. It's a place where the people are, and like that's all we've ever known.
mhm.
And I think like the Wasteland is definitely changed Reed and kind of reinforced a lot of things that he had thought and changed others. But I think at the same time, he's still, because of the way he grew up, in some way also going to crave that community in like the way that he really loved what Ada had done with Magnolia, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I think by the end of it, I think in the back of Phil's head, because I feel like Phil, he's searching for community, searching for a new community, but also searching for a family. I think if you're reunited, in the back of Phil's head, he's just going to be thinking, like, please ask me to stay. Like, he's not going to...
Ooh, I bent the fucking cap.
I think I don't think he's think it's gonna come up, but he's gonna be leaving and be like, yeah, okay, this is my next thing. But in the back of his head, he's gonna be thinking like, I don't want to go. Like, please ask me to stay.
I'm gonna scream
or
and sob
come
and
with.
throw up, and I'm gonna scream and sob, and I'm gonna throw up, and I'm gonna claw the walls down, and I'm going to. That's
because especially
yeah,
like what they've heard of Charlotte, they're gonna see this kid and just be like, this is something that I wish that I had. Like, this is something that I wanted, and I think more realize it's more than what Vaultec wanted. Like, I really do want this, but yeah, but like this, like, I guess like this is their family. I've completed. It's almost like they've taken part of Ethan's initiative. Like, this is a mission that I'm doing, and okay, I've completed my mission. Like, what's next for me? Yeah.
Well, time will tell on
Yeah.
that, so.
wow, yeah.
What is next for us? Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I think on that note, there's more we could talk about, but I think a little bit of that decompression time is probably needed after what was surely a whirlwind. But yeah, let's leave it there tonight for our 10th episode of Fallout Dugout. Unless there's any last little things people they want to say before we sign off.
There's something I want to say, but I want to say it off camera.
Okay.
Oh.
There's something I want to say, but it's just that.
But I'm not gonna tell you.
I'm not gonna say.
But just this
Yeah.
has been amazing.
Yeah.
This was so much
I know.
fun.
Getting
We
to
didn't get the
film-
really chance to all say it at the end of the actual episode, but like being here in person, filming, doing this,
It's beautiful. It
really special.
Really is.
Yeah.
It made it so much more impactful. To
Yes.
me. Like,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a...
I don't know if this episode would have played out the same if we were online. Like,
don't
I know.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's true.
So just want to once again say I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You're mean to
Do not-
Dakota.
yeah.
I'm gonna shoot
Oh
you.
yeah, we'll all come for
It's
you.
gonna be like the
Yeah.
arcane like
I'm
profile
fucking
picture
kidding you.
award,
I'm
like
kidding.
the
the
J's.
green check, yeah, the green check mark with the
marker.
red X.
Is it-
Yeah.
Is it bad that I still kind of hope that I get the dress, even though I know I'm not going to?
Yeah.
Vermin will forgive.
Yeah.
Vermin, he will.
all right, they need to hold more cons so we can do this.
Yeah,
one.
literally.
Yeah.
literally.
All right, y'all. Well, until next time, this is Fallout Dugout. We'll see you
Bye.
later, folks.
Bye,
Goodbye.
loves.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.